Let's say it was the moon dust that drifted down from heaven. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you to showcase a VHS, possibly that was from 1981, possibly 40 years ago. It's kind of confusing, this movie. This particular tape has 3 years connected with it. 1979, of course, I think is the year it came out, but then the tape's got 1980, and in the back of the actual VHS cover's got 1981. So I think we'll just assume that this VHS tape is in fact from 1981. I'm coming at you to showcase probably the original VHS release of the motion picture by the name of Meatballs. A movie that I don't think I necessarily saw until I was 23 or something like that. During that particular summer, I found myself wanting to catch up on all these early 80s movies and things like this that I missed out on at the time. Stuff that I should have grown up with, but for whatever reason I just never got around to seeing at a younger age. I really wish I would have grown up with Meatballs, but having discovered it at 23 and living with it ever since then was fine too. It's a movie that I hold in very high regard and really love the atmosphere, and it really, if you haven't been to summer camp, just watching this movie will definitely give you the idea of what going to summer camp is like. I want to say they filmed it while there was a summer camp going on or something, so they've actually got all the real kids and stuff. It's a really great documentation of late 70s summer camp experience. I really love this movie. So as I said, very confusing. If you look on the back of this tape here up on the corner, it says 1979 Halliburton Films. Well, that sounds really good. Copyright 1979 Halliburton Films. So I'm pretty sure this movie came out in 79, so that's probably the copyright for the movie itself. But on the bottom here you'll see copyright 1981 Paramount Pictures Corporation. So as I said, I think we can assume that this particular VHS did in fact come out in 1981. Being an owner of actually 2 original theatrical posters of Meatballs, I can confirm that the image that they used for the cover of the VHS is in fact the original theatrical poster, well, North America anyway, for the motion picture Meatballs. I've said it 100 times, maybe not 100, but several times in past videos, that I absolutely love the good old days of posters that were painted. Basically started back in the beginning of movies and went all the way through. I mean, it's something they still practiced in the 80s, but I think it kind of, the movie posters being paintings kind of went the way of the dodo sometime in the 90s. I think by the time you got to the end of the 90s, it's pretty much like, computer, movie posters by just using photos and Photoshop in a computer or something like that. But this is this particular poster I think is really, poster / cover art I think is really pretty cool and definitely captures the feeling of the movie. It does kind of make him look a little more, like he's wanted by women in the movie than he actually is, because after all, he really isn't necessarily wanted by women. I mean, like this or any other way really. He's the one who kind of wants the women. They don't really want him. Looking at the left spine here, we see Meatballs on the top. VHS 1324, wonderful early 80s Paramount home video logo on the bottom there. Looking at the right spine, we see basically the same thing. Here's the top of the VHS, and if you turn it around to the right spine and turn it around to the bottom, you'll notice, what the heck? Did I just perform magic? No, this is an early 80s VHS tape from Paramount, which means it's one of these, I don't know if you call it a gatefold VHS cover or case or whatever the hell you want to call it, where it's got no bottom to slip the tape out, but instead it's got a flap that you open up and you actually slide the tape out through here. As you can see on the inside, they went a little OCD with the Paramount logo on the inside flap. Then where the tape is actually housed, you just have a nice blue color there with a white Paramount home video logo on the bottom. Looking at the back of the VHS cover, good old early 80s Paramount simplicity here. We've just got 3 pictures. The big one here just showcases the crew, if you will, of the camp. Then this little enduring shot of the Tripper and Rudy here. Is the kid's name Rudy? I want to say it is. And then this medium shot here of Tripper and his squeeze girlfriend woman lady. I just love the early 80s Paramount home video VHSs because it's just so simple compared to what you find now on the back of a Blu-ray. I'll let you guys pause and read the synopsis if you so choose. Sliding the VHS cassette out of the case, you'll see Meatballs, and as I said, the movie came out in 1979. I'm not exactly sure why it says 1980 here. Color 94 minutes. PG. I mean, even looking further closer underneath the Paramount Home Video logo, you can see copyright 1979, the good old Halliburton films, so I'm not exactly sure why they put 1980 on the tape. Looking at the, I don't know what you call this, VHS spine or whatever, we've got something that definitely looks 40 years old, a very rat-tattered spine label of this particular VHS tape of Meatballs. Just think, this thing is 40 flippin' years old most likely. Hope you guys enjoyed this little look at what might very well be the original home video VHS release in North America of the motion picture Meatballs. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.